All right, guys, so let's do an example. So we're on Instacart's website. Why is it like, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. I was looking to see why looks like it's cut off over here. So what you can do is you can just put in an item that you're trying to get, and I want to bring in special attention to this whole thing is like a marketplace. So when you put in an item, you can get it from any different place, and but you're gonna get different quotes. So it says results for this. We looked at this tequila, right? Tequila reposado. Now keep in mind, as I'm just gonna throw out there, retail price averages about 26.99 at different stores. But we're gonna go on to Instacart. So on Instacart, there's different stores. Total Wine, I can get it 750 milliliters. That was what we looked at here, actually. 750 milliliters. Now, the quote that I had in my sheet was for 1 liter, I think. But so we're gonna try to see if we can find the 1 liter price. Here we go, 34.49, which that's not that. I mean, that's like double, right? No, it's not double, but it's close. Not that much. So I definitely would get the liter. So we're quoting the liter. So liter 34.49. If we go to Owl's Liquor, Ali, it's whoa, Owl is doing 49.49. Well, Instacart's doing it. Now, when I look at that, I'm thinking that Total Wine is a huge like liquor emporium. Huge. These contracts, Instacart's doing drop shipping, which means Instacart has a contract with these companies. So Instacart isn't a broker. Instacart is buying the product from the store. What's going to happen is you are going to put an order in. Where? Instacart. Instacart's going to send a purchase order, but not really. Use their contract. You go to the store, you pick it up, you you pay for it. You do the receipt, which goes to Instacart. You take it to the customer. You deliver the order. Then Total Wine is going to send an invoice to Instacart to pay for said wine or liquor. I'm sorry, tequila. Which is why I'm betting that Total Wine can give a better price to Instacart so that Instacart can still resell it to you and still make a profit at 34.49. But Al is like, nah, I can't do that. I'm not big enough. I can't do that. I still need to make some money to resell it. So it's going to be 49.49. This is something you have to look at. This whole thing is a marketplace, and it's all based on contracts, who you know, what's going on, how big the suppliers are, how far you are from it. I bet you, and if we were to put these things on a map, which I am very tempted to do, that some of these places, the more richer areas, are getting better pricing from Instacart. But anyway, so let's go through this scenario. So we're not adding from Al's because the scenario that I have, the quote I have, is from a store called Minx. This store is located off of Delk Road. So we're gonna go to Minx right here, Minx. Now I don't know why coupon. I think I clicked the wrong thing, but we're just gonna go through it. So Minx has it at, and I might adjust my sheet because these prices, it is ridiculous. This thing is like the stock market. You go in here, you look at a price, you go, you fix yourself some Salisbury steak because it's delicious, and you eat it, watch an episode of The Office, come back, the price is different. And it could be different upwards of like a dollar, dollar 50, which is a big difference when it comes to these lower prices. I mean, if you're buying something for like $100, it doesn't make sense. But 35.89, I mean, look at the variance of these things. So this is what we're gonna do. The quote we have is based on Ming's. We're gonna buy it. Okay. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna put it again. We are an Instacart customer. Oh God, come on. Why are you? And I don't have to take this address out. This is the address of CVS, so no one cares. Um, I'm gonna have to edit this. What happened? Oh, it's so slow. Okay, so they start asking you all this stuff. Now, I think one thing is interesting. They do add all this. They are just like, oh my God, they're just like, hey, if you want to buy this, you'll get this off. You want to do this, and they are constantly throwing things, upselling you, offering you things. Anyway, we're not gonna. Okay, you're in for a bruising when it comes to editing. All right, so I moved myself over. I'm gonna probably end up moving myself around a little bit. Whee! All right. So what we're looking at here is summary, right? Before you go to checkout, before you push your credit card down, and they're like, cha-ching. They start offering tips. Now, I think this is interesting that they automatically default to $2. I think they default no matter what it is. Every time I've got in here, groceries, liquor, snowshoes. I haven't quoted that. It stays at $2 as a default. But look at this: $1, $2, $3, 4. Why are you defaulting at that? Why aren't you defaulting at percentages? You should default at 10%, 50%, 15%, 20%. Maybe put something else in there. I don't know. But and then you also have the ability to do other, where you can go in and you can say one, two, three, four. Oh, where is it? Other, and you can type in amount. I could say like 654, right? 654. So it's really interesting that people can do that. That people can add in. Um, Whenever I look and I see a tip that has change on it, I'm thinking that somebody has actually done that. But anyway, so let's do this. Um, so we have 35.89. That's our base item for. It's 35.89 now. They keep changing the price. That's the base item for just the liquor. Okay. I want you to think about something before we go through this. Okay. No, we're gonna get to the end. So it says that if you have the membership, it's free. Otherwise, it's $2.99 for delivery. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that delivery is. They may put that out there to make you think it's what they're giving or what they're paying the shopper. No, it's not. It's not. And that could be psychological warfare because if that's there, then you're thinking that I'm definitely getting paid more than that. Because why would I do this? Service fee. Let's see what they say. Service fee supports the platform, covers various operating costs, including insurance, background checks, and customer support. Okay, so you're paying for their overhead. Estimated taxes and fees. I'm not even gonna click on that. I'll click on that. Service tax, estimated tax. Okay, so the year total is going to be 47.22. This is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, so if I'm a customer and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna tip. Usually, if you go to a restaurant, you tip on the bottom. You have all your items, how much they cost. Usually you'll have a tax, and then there's a total at the bottom. It's usual and very standard that someone looks at the bottom total and then they tip on that. Okay. So let's look at what happened in this order. In this order right here, and so you can even see it, the price has changed. It was, anyway, we're just going to stick with the price that I had. Oops. Oops. This is the order right here. This is the price that I had when I did the original quote. I had 33.59. I had a $4 service fee and I had a delivery fee of 2.99 and then I had taxes of 2.48, okay? It was only one item, one unit, okay? If you were to have tipped me 10%, you would have and this is going back to the concept. If you're tipping on the total, okay? You would have tipped me $4.31. If you had tipped me 15%, you would have tipped $6.46. If you had tipped 20%, you would have tipped $8.61. But let's see what I was shown. What I was shown is the company will pay me $6.62. That's guaranteed, okay, for this order. It's 3 miles. So once I pick it up, I have to drive 3 miles with my car, my gas, my time. What the customer did is said, well, I will tip you $3.23. Again, 23 cents. This is interesting. I think this is some kind of custom. I think the customer was trying to tip 10%. I think with all the price fluctuations, because the price changes like every like hour or so, that they were trying to tip 10%, I think. And then they may have tried to tip 10%. Like I said, we're looking at this in the regards of maybe they were trying to tip based on the base pay, and they were saying, "Hey, I'm not tipping on this other stuff. I'm just tipping on this," which I get it. So what were we saying? What I'm saying is the actual tip based on the price that I had at that time, and I'm using the whole thing. The tip was less than 10% because, like I said, it would be 4.31. In fact, the majority of tips are less than that. And so the total that comes out for that is $9.85. Now I looked at types. If you look at types, liquor is always, almost always higher tip percentage. But let's just talk about that. What's happening is you are tipping less than 10% on average to people who have to go in, drive to a store, go in, pick out the item, scan it. In this instance, it would have been easier to go in and get it and get back out. But then you still got to go. You're driving, you got to get in traffic. It's not always 3 miles. Sometimes it's 6.8. Sometimes it's 14. Sometimes it's 10. If you take the order, the idea is you're not tipping. And so if you're not tipping, you're saying that I should basically, and sometimes some of these things take 30 minutes, sometimes some of these take up to an hour. When I look at this one right here, this one was for 12 items, 22 units, and $71.82. It's a total. And this is what they quoted me. Instacart said, I will give you $6.11 to go get 22 units for a $72 order. You only have to drive 1 mile from the store, and the customer said, I ain't tipping you shit. Go bring me my $72 order, and I'm not giving you a dime.